Johnson stood so tall. Matthias anchored out, inspired us all. A.J. Johnson found his time. Jesper Svensson made it shine. Sean Rash wrote the latest page. Now another dream takes center stage. Who will lift the trophy high? Who will hear the crowd tonight? Every frame can change it all. Every champion starts so small. Storm, Lucky, Lost, and Masters, where history comes alive. Storm, Lucky, Lost, and Masters, where champions always rise. Another name will join them all, another legend standing tall. Storm, Lucky, Lost, and Masters, who's the next to win the crown? Sean Rash, Jesper Svensson, hey, A.J. Johnson, Matthias Ankerdal, Carsten Hansen, Kyle Troop, Jason Belmont. Who's next?
Hear the call of the north. Hear the silence. Hear the call. They are coming. From the north, south, east, west. Different countries, different roads. One destination, Helsingborg. Olympia, bowling. One dream, one goal, one title. Storm! Lucky, Lost, and Masters! Under northern skies we stand. Champions gather from every land. Every journey, every mile has brought them here for one more trial. Every heartbeat, every frame, every player, every name. Tonight, the story starts again. Hear the call of the north, where champions rise under Scandinavian skies. Hear the call of the north, where legends are born and history lives forevermore. Storm, Lucky, Lost, and Masters. Hear the call of the north. Storm, Lucky, Larson, Masters. This is more than competition. This is tradition. This is family. Another name will enter the Hall of Champions. The lanes remember. The crowd remembers. Champions leave, but their names remain forever. From Australia, Jason Belmonte. Power, personality, passion. From the United States, Kyle Troop! Kyle Troop! Kyle Troop! Kyle Troop! From Denmark, Carsten Hansen. Year after year, frame after frame, another champion earns his name. The trophy changes hands, but the legend remains. Hall of Champions, hear their names. Then the world stopped. The lanes became silent. But the dream remained. When the lights returned, so did the champions. From Denmark, Matthias Ankerdal. From the United States, AJ Johnson. Sweden waited. Sweden believed. Jesper Svensson stepped forward. Another American champion, Sean Rash. They came from across the world and answered the call. Belmonte, Truth, Hansen, Ankerdal, Johnson, Svensson, Rash. Names written forever in the Hall of Champions. History is never finished. A new chapter begins. The best return. New challengers arrive. Somewhere in this field is the next Hall of Champions name. Every year the dream is new. You can practice, you can prepare. But beneath these lights, there is nowhere left to hide. Every spare, every strike, every frame can change it all. Someone answers the call. Hear the call of the North, where champions rise under Scandinavian skies. Hear the call of the North, where legends are born from every country, from every shore. Storm, Lucky, Larson, Masters. Hear the call of the North. The journey gets harder. The field gets smaller. Sunday, August 30th. The final steps begin. 9 o'clock. Final step. 1. 4 o'clock. Final step. 2. 12 o'clock. Final step. 3. 4 o'clock. Final step. 4. 5:30. One night away from destiny. Monday, August 31st. 7 o'clock. The semi-finals. The lights burn brighter. The crowd gets louder. Finally, there are only two. One match, one trophy, one champion. Who will rise? Who will answer? The call! Hear the call of the North. This is where champions rise. Under the Helsingborg skies. Every journey, every dream. Tonight a name will join them all. Belmonte, Troop, Hansen, Ankerdal, Johnson, Svensson, Rash. And next, who will it be? Who will it be? Who will it be? Who will it be? One player will leave Olympia Bowling carrying the trophy. A place among the legends. A place among the champions. A place in history. Hear the call. When the lights finally fade and the final ball has rolled, another story will be written, another story will be told. The champions and memories, every single name. Hear the call of the North. From every corner of the world, for the players, for the fans. This is bowling, this is history, this is family. This is Storm, Lucky, Larson, Masters. Storm, Lucky, Larson, Masters. 7 champions have answered the call. Now another name is waiting to be written. The lanes are ready. The trophy is waiting. The Hall of Champions is waiting. Hear the wind. Hear the crowd. Hear the North. And answer the call. Hear the call of the North.
Tonight we're writing history. The lights are on, the crowd's alive. You can feel the magic in the night. From every corner of the world we came, one dream to chase, one common flame. Every lane, every road, every heartbeat, every soul. The journey starts the moment we're here, with hope instead of fear. We came to fight, we came to fly, together reaching for the sky. One chance, one shot, one destiny. Tonight we're who we're meant to be. So lucky, lost and masters. We're rising high. So lucky, lost and masters. Together we can touch the sky. Every strike, every dream, stronger than we've ever been. Storm, lucky, lost and masters. Tonight we come.
All right, hello guys, we're back with another squad. For the little delay in the commentary, we were dealing with some technical issues, people issues. Yeah. Either way, a lot of fun people in this squad. Ryan Barnes yet again, Peter Volk yet again. We have EJ Tackett, world's best bowler. Let's see if you can put up some numbers today, make us all impressed. Yeah, now we have lanes 13, 14, 15, 16 on screen, and people of interest here is, I would say, Sophie on lane 16, current best woman so far. That's something to look out for. And of course, TJ Rock. Man, the myth, the legend. Really nice guy. With TJ's playing UC liner. Good Finnish player playing for a Swedish team in Shopping. And Andrea Rosser. That's how much and with Ryan Barnes, we have Elin Färgqvist. Very prominent female bowler in the Swedish and I'd say European side of bowling. We can go to lanes 1 and 4 and see what's going on now. Lanes 1, 2, 3, 4. We have Emil Svensson, also a very good Swedish bowler. Jonathan Johansson, right there. And Tore Torgersen, very classic Swedish bowler. What? Norwegian bowler, excuse me. Some pretty good starts here for Zacharias and Emil. For Emil we have triple and 9 spare. Zacharias strike, 9 spare and a double. Here we have Carl Eklund, after his youth in Sweden. Very good start for him, but he's already in the cut, so he's okay. People in the chat. Lane 6, Alex Jocki in form, hoping to get a 4-bagger. He does not, and he leaves a very big split for 7-6. That is a tough pick. Go to 13-16. Barnes, pretty good start. Triple 9 spare, 8 spare. Even fewer. 9 spare strike, 9 spare strike. Maybe the Dutch 200 going. Oh, Mattis being checked. Front 5. Might be something to look out for. Lasse Thomson. Alright, now we're back again. We have Victor Backe with us now.
Hello and thank you, and here the Spaniard comes as well.
The
into
Spaniard,
the room.
Louis Montfort, in the building.
Anyway, what do we have going on the lanes at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, some people of course expected. Off to a good start, of course. We have Ethan Fjord. Oh, he missed the Dutch 200. Thought he was going further first.
Where is Ethan?
He is on lane 18, 17, 18.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I was looking everywhere but where he was. And we also obviously have in focus Mathias Blanchett.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, and he's up to throw now. Oh, that was a good shot.
Yep.
Very solid there. I think Mattis is going up to throw on 17, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it should be.
Should be, because that's Jakob throwing and leaving the floor.
Let's see here. I don't see. Obviously, there is quite a bit of striking, but it's not the crazy high starts we've been seeing in some of the other squads.
Nope.
Earlier today.
I guess Daniel Berner on 8.
Robin Ilhammar on what's that?
Oh.
Lane 12?
9,
10.
9, 10.
Yeah. He's also come off to a flying start.
And if I'm not mistaken,
A very nice split conversion there by Sophie.
good split.
I think it was a 3, 6, 3, 4, 6, 7.
3, 4, 6, 7.
Yes.
Anyways, Mattis got the strike for a 6-bagger, and we could pan over to Robin,
Who is on, like I said, 9-10. Compare as EJ Tackett, who has been struggling to find any real rhythm so far. But there is always that sort of sense of inevitability when he knows that he's going to find it. And that looks like a spare ball he's throwing.
That might have been a spare ball, but
Yeah.
it did not look bad. He looks anything he throws, it looks effortless,
Yes.
and a perfect strike ball. Ryan Barnes went to the Brooklyn side, leaving 6. Now we have Robin Ilhammar from 110. See if he can continue with the strike rate with a 7-bagger.
Looks good.
He
Yep.
gets it.
Let's watch that one more time because it was just that
I think so.
Yeah.
That was pretty sick. 10 slides across. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. mainly an excuse to use the replay function.
Exactly.
Yep.
And lane 20 now, Timothy Tam. Nice guy, seeing him around, seeing a bunch of squads. Going for the best friend.
Let's see here if Matisse can carry on his ranking for his 7th, I believe, right?
Yes. It is indeed so.
It's a very elegant
Oh, no.
technique, I'm going to say, but that shot wasn't his best.
Ow. His technique might have been elegant, but that shot really was not. Oof. Timothy Tam. Near was that conversion. Let's see if Matisse can convert his washout instead to keep his high scoring pace. Jakub on 17. Through the front. And Dawn still. Oh, Stone 7. That would have been nice for him to have.
Yep.
Bag. Lasse Thompson, of course. That was a good shot.
Good shot.
So, Victor, going into the final step 1 and 2 in very soon. Oh, and nice pickup from Matisse. What do you think it's? What do you think is going to be played throughout all 6 games, or 5 and 6 games in step 1 and 2?
You mean what kind of balls or what?
Yeah.
Yes, I think as we get to the final steps, we are going to see a lot more reactive than we're seeing at the moment.
You think so?
I do think so, yes.
I actually think quite the opposite. So I think most of the people in at least the buy, I think a lot of them made the buy by using Eurofan. So I think they will actually continue to use Eurofan. That's at least what I think.
I think it's that whenever we've seen people throw a lot of reactive together, it's been very high scoring in general.
Yeah.
I think that at least in final step 1 we're going to see more reactive.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Because people will be more willing to take the risks in finals. Potentially. But there is no way for us to know. And then once the knockout phase starts, there's really no telling. So let's just take a quick look here at Ethan Fiore, who has put up a somewhat respectable score, but it's nowhere near enough. But he's aiming to get his 2nd title. After winning, was it the Players' Championship last year, I think it was?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It would be
look at
his
this.
first title of the season.
Go back to 9-10. 9-10. See if Robin Ilhammar will continue. Okay. Ooh. Man, I wish I could be as good as him.
Yep, it's watching DJ Bowl just makes you almost frustrated at how you released it by yourself.
It makes me almost want to retire.
He can do things with the bowling ball that many of us can only dream of.
Yeah. Do you know if it's rev rate by chance?
I think it's, depending on how much hand he gives it, it's going to be, it's the mid to high 500s.
Yeah, me as a two-hander, I could only wish to achieve that high.
And here I am just content with my 420 or 450 rev rate.
Let's see Robin Ilhammar stepping upon the approach.
Yep. For his 9th.
Looks okay.
It's a bit inside and leave shows it. Looked good at first, but that hooks early. It was a pretty early read. Comes in a bit high on the pocket, and the 9 does not only fall, and nor does the 10 for EJ. So, as soon as he strikes out, he is going to have the lead no matter what happens.
Yeah, it looks like that. The scoring in the beginning here, not high actually, compared with last squad, the squads before.
Maybe because all of the players are going out today.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Volume is extremely low. We'll give it a go to fix that. We hope the volume issue is going to be improved with that.
Yes.
Yes,
We hope so.
pressing the on button also does help.
Or do you mean the volume in the stream from the bowling or from the
I
microphone?
think it's from the microphones, but let's hope it's been improved now. Matisse Blanchette puts in another strike. Let's head over to 17 to 20 and check that out. That's a pretty decent striking pair, I was going to say, but it's actually not as much as I first thought.
No, it's from mostly Matisse and I mean Sergio is pretty bagger, so
A lot
maybe
of
you can
striking
continue.
on the first shots, but not a lot of finishing on the second shots.
yeah.
It's Louis has been complaining about everybody over these past couple of days, it feels like. Everybody's spare game has been reminded of. But,
Yeah, well, everybody's tired. A lot of people have bowled a lot of squads.
yeah, we're all tired. We're here all the day, it feels like. So
That's nearly a strike or a split pickup from Ethan. Very close.
yeah, Lasse Thompson put in his second in the 10th, which is going to take him up to about
220?
Yeah, low 220 game.
Well, yeah, he needed that spare or a strike. Sorry, he definitely needed that to.
That's Emil Svensson, by the way. We just watched on play number 4, who has put in a strike to get himself into 260s there, which is going to be a huge start.
Oh yeah, strike out for 279. Who wouldn't want that? Oh, we have Trevor Roberts.
Yeah,
Spare.
he's going to be in the 210s.
Real nice guy. Played with him yesterday. Played squad with him.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, really good guy. Most of them probably are. I just haven't talked to all of them.
Exactly.
So, I guess a bit of a lucky strike from the other Matisse.
Well, it is the Lucky Larsen Masters after
Exactly.
all. So
I mean, shot looked okay, but he didn't look too happy with the execution of it. Tough. That was a tough washout or split for Jonathan Johansson. He would have really wanted to have that strike. Strikeout for him would have been on 220, but now he's hopefully picks this up. He can get 200. Doesn't look like. Ooh, oh, he actually does. He actually does. That's a nice spare, and he can get up to his par. And hopefully, next couple of games, capitalize on that spare. 910. Robin Elamar. Nice 279 to start. EJ Tackett, 227. Ooh, Cecilia, sorry, 250. And Victor Werner Gunders, a 232. A relatively high scoring pair, or two pairs. And over here, Matisse Blanchette, 243. Highest on that couple of pairs. See Lasse Thompson, 223, very nice. And then Kaisa and William both over par. Now we will be right back.
All right, the playground is officially closed. Time to come back to some older people talking on the on the booth.
Some older, more experienced.
The children have been playing for a little while, but now it's time for me to set my hands on the wheel. We're gonna put some couple more gears.
Some gears.
Because did you scream a little bit? Did you make any fun jokes, or you took it very professionally? I wasn't here. I wasn't listening.
I'd say not loud.
Not loud. All right. Let's make it loud because it's the last squat on the day, and I'm so happy we're finally gonna get home and get some sleep before we come back tomorrow again for 9 o'clock. 4 more squats tomorrow. A lot of big names still not in the cut. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, while Victor and Mons were in the booth, I was out there having a look around, analyzing to see things that are not that easy to see on the screens. And my prediction is that this squad, it's going to be a little bit tough. It's a lot of young guys again out there. It's a lot of urethane in play again. It's a lot of chaotic traffic around the alley. So the prediction is that the lanes are not really going to open up as we saw on the previous squad. On the contrary, it's going to be some pairs is going to end up being a very, very, very deep inside line. And some pairs are going to go so long because of so much use of urethane. So we will see. I could be wrong, obviously. We could have also a few very high scoring squats by those super young talented bowlers that do so good with urethane. Mm-hmm. Actually, what could happen is people like Robin Ilamar could find themselves having a spot very similar to what Tomo did to lead the squad. If there is more urethane, it could be working for a much longer period, as we have seen in some other of the Swedish guys. I think it was, I don't remember. Let me see the global standings. Probably by reading his name, I'll remember who I'm talking about. William Svensson bowled pretty much all the time, but I wasn't thinking about him. Mattias Ankerdal did. And Anton Andersson is the one probably, and William Berger. And those are the two names I was thinking about. Try to have this long use of the urethane ball and just simply bowl the urethane way they do in here in Europe. So we will have to see what goes on by the end of the squad. Now it's just predicting and a little bit of philosophy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. We have Sergio Lucas on lane 1. Oh, the Spanish bowler is playing again. Then we have. Let's go to. Okay, we're watching a DJ Taggett here, but let's do a little bit of a roundabout when you can, Victor, so we see where is everyone. Sergio Lucas on 1. Matisse Blanchett. High game for Matisse. Then we find Andreas Klinchting, we find Robin, Kaiser Samuelsson and William Dalston on lane 3, Anton Kups and Harry Davies on lane 4. If we move to lane 5 and 6, we saw Zacharias Lindqvist and Jonathan Johansson. We can find there Cecile Caney Pithers and EJ Tackett. Another classic there on lane 7, Tore Torgersen, the Norwegian superstar, one of the best bowlers on the 90s and the early 2000s. Very long career, very successful career, bowling along with Trevor Roberts. Then on lane 8 we find Brand de Ritter and Oli Jonni. Let's see. On the meantime, let's click on the refreshing so we can check out. No, we have no scores there yet. Okay, we'll have them soon. So we were talking about people here on 6 to 8. Let's move one more. Carl Eklund, another super talented bowler here in Sweden, bowling on lane 9 along with Alex Jockey. Lane 10 is for Elin Bergqvist with Ryan Barnes. So as you can see, there's a big bunch of big names out there, both American and Europeans. But let's see how it goes. Jonas Dons and Daniel Burner in lane 11. TJ Rock and Juicy Lane on 12. Let's have a look at TJ Rock here on lane 12 before we move on.
Oh, TJ.
Okay, TJ has moved into urethane as well.
Well, he did start last squad as well with urethane, but he moved to reactive after a few
I
games.
didn't really pay attention to that. When I saw him, he was so deep inside and really gripping it. That's the guy I was talking about, Robin Ilamar, here on 13 and 14. Robin is bowling with Victor Berner on lane 14. We find Ethan Fury bowling with Jacob. Let's have a look at what Robin is throwing and where he's throwing. I'm guessing he's somewhere around 13, 14 in the arrows. That's the sweet spot, at least in my eyes. He could be throwing it a little bit further outside. He can bowl pretty firm if he wants to. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's the spot, 13. Probably missed one board in, so probably is aiming on 12. But that is more or less the spot that has been paying out very good for the people that began the squatting there and not a little bit further outside. Let's see. 15 and 16, Karo Hiroski, Sim Henrik Sar, Timothy Tam, and Lassie Thompson. Front three for Lassie. And finally, 17 to 20, we can find Marcus Lanti, Elliot Crosby, Timon Havelka, and Mathis Bibot. And on 19, we find Andre Rosler, Sophie. Ooh, we almost get that pair over there. Sophie Carregard, and then look at that, the two sisters are bowling on the same pair. Sophie is the right-hander, and Karen is the left-handed. And Karen is bowling with Emil Svensson, another young Swedish talent.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how Sophie does this squad, because I think currently, if I'm not mistaken, she's the leading women.
Yes, she is. She has a 1370. And look at that, we finally have some scoring coming out. Game 1 standings are as these. Emil Svensson, the guy we were just talking about and watching on lane 1920, is the leader with 279. Tied with Emil is the other guy we were just talking about, Robin Ilomar, 279. That's quite cool. We were talking about the guys before watching the refresh. Number 3, Cecile Cahen, 250 for Cecile over there. Pretty good game. Daniel Borner, 245. Mathis Blanchet, 243. Carl Eklund, 238. Alex Jockey, 233. TJ Rock, 232. Victor Berner, 232. EJ Tackett, 227. And all the way down up to, give me a second, 25 bowlers over par at the moment. A lot of urethane in play anyway.
I mean, that's what it's been the couple few days. Just mostly urethane in the beginning. Except some squads are of course different, with a lot of reactive being from the beginning. But I'd say I can see some similarities with high scores and urethane in the beginning.
The thing is, I can expect the older bowlers or the bowlers with a little bit more experience to have a look at how the lanes work, what kind of shape works on the lanes, and have a plan. And I would say most of them with enough knowledge, they would choose to go for resin if they could. The thing is, when they see so many people around already throwing urethane, they end up having to play that same game until the heads become dry enough to move in.
Yeah, of course.
But in my mind, I keep saying it's such a sweet spot there around 12, 13 in the arrows, aiming to somewhere around 9, 10 on the breakpoint, that if you put yourself a ball, I'm going to put an example so nobody gets angry, of a ball that is no longer available. The Tour Dynamics, for example, on Roto Grip. It's asymmetrical, but it's super low differential asymmetrical, so it's basic, pure control ball. If you drill one of those or you use one similar kind of core as this one, it's not going to flirt too much. It's not going to want to do anything crazy on the middle lane or especially on the back of the lane, which is where the differential becomes important to know. On the same hand, you could keep it on a light Spinner 2000 or a very light by hand 1000 paper, so you make sure that that surface, it's easy to reel, easy to read on the lane, so when you are standing on the oil from the foul line all the way to 25 feet, the ball is going to be moving very gentle. But if you send it a little bit further outside to the friction, because of that surface and because of that low differential, it's not going to do any crazy stuff. It's not going to make that typical jump that we see in so many bowlers, like we saw earlier on the previous cut with Thomas Larsen throwing that shiny ball so deep inside, or when yesterday Kyle, or this morning Kyle, switched directly from the IQ 78 to the ion solid one. Was way too early. That ion solid one is that shiny, and there's so much oil still on the lane. If you miss inside, the oil's going to push it way too long. If you miss outside, the friction is going to be still too strong. So I'm surprised that nobody is going for that smooth reaction. The same thing I can say of EJ Tackett. I've seen him throwing polished ball, or just sanded spare ball, or maybe urethane. Why not throw a black Venom with some surface, even drill pin down, or some kind of a very, very, very weak layout on one of those very round prides? Because the balls he's using, they are way too sensitive. So even if he's a superstar, it's not that easy to get that done. Obviously, the big difference is if we were in the United States, they have a truck behind the bowling alley filled with balls, so they probably would have drilled that. And my bet is that he brought maybe 6 or 9 balls, and no one is fitting that specific gap, because otherwise it would make no sense. And that was a very long talk by me. I know I was even losing my air, but we tried to make it very understandable for the people who's watching, so they get a better understanding, comprehension on the game, and they get to use these tips on their own game whenever they are bowling and facing this kind of of reaction on the lane. That when you miss one board to the left, the ball is like leaving you the 2-8-10, and if you miss one board to the right, it's leaving the 3-6-10.
Yeah.
That over-under, as we call. And when people is bowling on these house shots, usually that over-under happens a lot. So, what did I miss, Victor? You are the one that's always focused. Drive me around. What should I be watching? What should I be commenting? What should people should be paying attention beside my regular nonsense? All right, so we are on lanes 9, 10, 11, 12. That's my favorite spot in the alley usually. They always score very high in here.
Yeah, of course. 11, 12. Very high scoring.
We have one of my ambassadors of Strike Yab here, Carl Eklund on lane 9. Good friend of mine. Met many years ago when he was 14. And I'm happy to say that I gave him a good advice back then. And he's such a talent. Definitely such a talent. A lot of striking as well for Jonas Dons. What did Jonas have on game 1? 180. Yeah, 185 because I'm taking those 99 away, so that was a 185. TJ Rock, triple nine spare double. Looking for a third one.
Ooh, TJ Rock is also having a pretty good game right now.
Yeah, such a strong, powerful release, yeah?
Yeah.
Daniel Borner also there with strike spare and 4 in a row. Daniel, I'm guessing we said his name a little bit higher. Yes, we did. 245 on game 1. Looking very sharp over there for Daniel. Well, look at that. Very beautiful late 10.
That was a nice messenger.
Then we find Juicy Lane. Not so high on the score, but starting to strike in this second game. Alex Jockey already started with an open frame, but doing some strike as well.
Carl Eklund, not a strike.
Alex had 233, and so Alex and Carl are pretty much pushing each other since they're bowling together, and they have 238 and 233. Did you do any betting on who's going to lead this squad?
Any betting? No.
You didn't put the name out there? Let's put the name. Victor.
I said...
who's going to win? Mons, you go first then.
I think it said, like, before the squad started, I had a hunch about even fewer. So it might be time.
Okay, let's write down. We're running out of papers. I pretty soon need a new paper because I have notes everywhere. So, Mons, spelled like that?
Yes.
Oh, fuck, I'm getting better. Look at that. Not easy. It's an M, an A with a dot on top of it, and then an N and an S, Zeta. So, Mons, you say Ethan leads the squad.
Yeah.
Ethan Fury. What score?
Oh, let me cheat a little.
No cheating.
Okay,
Cheating.
no cheating.
Just guessing. Come on. I'm not gonna watch either. Go ahead. Now I'm pretty sure Victor is thinking deep and
1402.
1402. So if he's the leader, that means there's only one 1400, I guess. All right, let's check. Victor. Viktor. Pretty good. In Spanish, it's just a C instead of a K. Who's going to lead the squad, Victor? Robin Lilamar, or as they call him before, Robin Lilamar. No longer Lilamar, yeah? Robin, what's the score for Robin? 1426. All right, time to give my prediction.
I think your prediction will be the closest.
I don't know. I really haven't paid much attention.
Oh, maybe not.
I was looking. That's the thing when I'm out there.
Yeah.
You have to run here and there, and it's much easier to follow the action in here than out there.
Yeah, of course.
Actually, should I say who I think or who do I want?
Both. I'd say both.
I need to see one more shot on him, and then I'll tell you. Actually, I left the 10 pin, so...
Oh, Ryan Barnes also left a very flat 10.
Okay, I'm going to go nuts. For the third time, I'm going to bet on EJ Tuckett.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's always...
And I'm going to go even wilder. 1460. And he's far away from that, I know. 227 and not that many strikes. And even the body language is like, let's see what goes on. But why not? By the way, that's not who I want. That's who I think.
Yeah. Oh no, actually, I think I remember now correctly. I said before the squad, I said I wouldn't be surprised if EJ dropped a 1500. Because of course,
You said that before, yeah?
Yeah, I said that before, but
You have so many hinges and hunches.
most of them are not correct.
All right, thank God that there's no web page to bet on bowling because with our tips, everybody would lose a lot of money.
No, I'd lose a lot of money, specifically.
Uh-huh. Look at that.
Hello, Natalie.
All
Yeah,
right, we have a
all right.
question. Victor, shoot. Will there be a 1500 on qualify? That's a very good question.
Yeah.
And
I mean, 1. I'd say I'd lock in a 1 at the max. I don't think there's gonna be any more.
okay, I'll give you the number 1512.
15-12.
Yes.
If you're right on that,
I'll write it down here on the.
I'll buy you dinner if you're right on that.
Ooh. Now I have to go coach some people to make sure that they reach that number eventually. 1512, top score. And first I need to go and through the tarot cards to give you a name. But the number is going to be 1512.
Okay. I don't think there's gonna be a 1500 in this squad at least, but or not anymore.
No, this squad it's going to be 1460 for EJ.
No.
I have decided that already.
It's gonna be a 1402 for Ethan Fior.
And now Natalie is not is going to say it's hello to everyone but Mons. And what about you, Victor? You think it's going to be a 1500? Two 1500s.
2 in one day.
Ole, ole.
That's very wishful thinking.
I can tell you Victor is not drinking coffee anymore. That's why his brain is going blurry. You work better on caffeine than water. Water is for the fish, some people say. Man, Victor, you chose a pretty cool lane. They're actually striking a lot in here. It's very entertaining.
Yeah. Ooh. Jonas Dons. Strike out for 279. Another 279. The third one of this squad so far. Only 2 games in.
Bowling is about consistency, and Carl is showing quite consistent over there. 238, 239. Is he going to increase 1 pin per game? That's going to be quite good if he does.
That would be pretty funny if he did. 238, 239, 240, 241. That would have been pretty cool to see. I mean, it's not impossible.
Of course not. Okay, honestly, it's a lot of striking pretty much everywhere except lane 1 and 2. There's not so many strikes there.
I mean, that's to be expected.
But Jonathan Johansson on a possible way of 258, a possible 248 for EJ.
Emil Svensson has the chance of a 276.
Tore Torgersen on his way for a possible 269. Tore is... he still has it.
Actually, I retract what I said before. I think there might be a 1500 in the squad in Emil Svensson.
Emil Svensson, 279
Yeah.
game 1 and on his way for a 276 on 19 and 20. We can see that 279 on Jonas Dons first. Look at that, tripping the 4.
Let's see if TJ Rock gets the strike for a 245. And maybe a good start to this squad as well. Well, of course, it's a good squad. Or start. Oh, that's far outside.
Ethan Fury shot 120, 130. Actually, I just saw him throw a ball with a spare ball on the gutter. Not on the gutter, I mean very close to the gutter. Around board 2. probably testing, obviously testing something different. Surprised that Ethan is not finding what to do, but if we look at Ethan and EJ, it looks like they both had that same issue with the equipment.
Yeah.
And my betting is getting bigger and bigger on that they ship 6 or 9 balls, and probably there's a gap missing in the back. I mean, these guys know what they're doing. Obviously,
course.
they know their equipment. EJ, what the fuck? We're gonna talk about EJ. He's the best bowler in the world for the past 3-4 years. He's destroying the scores everywhere. He knows how to beat the transit. He knows how to beat the traffic
And a
and the
nice
urethane
late
traffic.
7 for Sophie.
So the fact that they're not using that ball in that smooth gap in the reactive resin, it must be because they didn't bring enough.
Yeah. Oh, Emil Svensson also got the first strike in the 10th on road to a 276. That will be an impressive 2 games of 550 and 2.
Very high games on this particular game. 269 for Tori Torgersen. 247 for EJ Tackett. 276 for Jonas Dons. 240 for Daniel Borner. Again, 270 if he strikes again. Emil Svensson. What did you take us? That's a cool view you took there.
That's it. And he gets it. He's in the 270s.
You're becoming a
Very,
pro. Victor.
very impressive from Emil Svensson.
How old you said this guy was? 18, 19, 20?
Do you know?
20 or 21.
Still very, very impressive. .276 for Emil Svensson. Very, very good 2 games.
Honestly, it's a lot higher scoring than I was expecting after the warm-up.
Yeah.
But I'm still wondering what's going to happen on game 3 and 4, because usually when urethane is more in play, it's very high in the first 2.5 games. But then when we see transition, it's like really playing bad.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm wrong, because it's much, much, much more fun to see this kind of super high scoring squads. So hopefully I'm wrong. Honestly, I hope I'm wrong, and the scoring pace is going to stay like this. That's going to be fun. Then the cut's going to go all the way up to 1400. And the top 25, it could move even higher. How is the top 25 at the moment, by the way?
I think top 25 is 1430 around.
Let's refresh this. Top 25 is still 1425.
Yes.
Of course, because what happened is Max Lorenz increased his 1400 last squad, but he already had 1440. So, and the main cut, this one did go up a couple of pins and 4 people, because it was Frank Loba. Frankie was the last one, and now it's Lucas with 1382.
Where have I fallen to?
What did you have?
1355. Let's see here. 64th place. Hooray!
All right. If it was a golf event, you would still cash and go to the next round.
Yeah, well.
Oi, I closed the window. I was mistaken there. Why you can open it again? Use Martin Navi. You're a young generation. I just did like. All right, a few seconds and we can refresh the total standings. We'll let you know where is everyone.
Oh, all right. Now we have the.
There
new
we go.
scores in.
That's true. Wow, that's quite high. Emil Svensson, 555 after 2. Robin Ilamar, 535 after 2. Daniel Borner, 489, which is pretty good, but it's already 50 pins behind them. Look at that, the classic is up there. Tore Torgersen, 484. Carl Eklund, 477. TJ Rock, 475. Victor Bernard Gundersen, 475. EJ Tackett, 475. Jonas Dons, 461. Lassie Thomasen, 448. Alex Jockey, 448. And look at that, we have 25 people over par. And those who are on the 420s, they are all pretty steady. Look at that, 215 to 16, to 11 to 15, to 14 to 12, to 12 to 12, to 100 to 20. So they're not bowling bad. They just haven't found the high scoring pace, but consistency is one of the keys for success. So let's see how this game 3. I'm very, very, very interested to see what kind of transition we find on the lanes and how do the bowlers manage to play on these next conditions.
Let's see here. Emil starts with a strike again. This is going to be very interesting to watch, actually, because there's a chance that's Victor's right with his guess now.
The fun thing is that we can see Emil Svensson, we can see Carl Eklund, we can see Robin Illamar. They are with that 12, 13 board use in the arrows, and that 7, 8, 9 on the breakpoint, and the 3 of them using urethane, and we can see they're scoring a lot. It's working. But then we can see Tore Torgersen with 84 over, bowling reactive, as I said, doing that kind of same or similar line. So it can be done. It's throwing a concept.
Oh,
so that's a very low differential. And that was what I was talking about, on being possible to go on directly with the reactive if you are on the right spot and you grab the right equipment.
Oof. Daniel Berner, bad start to this game. 498, 489 after 2, but now he starts with 2 splits. That's not ideal, to say the least.
And that's one of the things that can happen as well. Maybe they hit the lane where the warm-up was purely done with resin, and all of a sudden the ball is reading more than they expect, and they have to move a little bit deeper. And not all of them can manage to carry with the urethane when they move a little bit deeper. The angle is not optimal.
Yeah, we see here Emil Svensson, already 14-13, most likely already in the cut. He's looking to improve and hopefully get himself a bye. And he strikes again.
He's on fire.
He's on fire. He's really in the zone right now, you could say.
Good news for Natalie over there. We have a double for EJ Tackett on lanes 1 and 2. Start with the front 2.
Zacharias Lindqvist on 9-10. First front 3 so far. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit of striking all over the boards.
Actually, there's too much striking, and my eyes are going crazy here and there, trying to follow, see who is where. And okay, Tori is on 11 and 12. Robin, what did Robin move? I had my eyes there, but I didn't see his name. So you might be right. We are getting a little bit tired already. I don't know about you, but that makes it 14 hours for me already here.
Oh, yeah?
Today, yes. No, 14? Yeah, actually, no, 13. Sorry, 13 hours talking on the booth, more or less. So it probably makes sense that I don't see that much anymore. Okay, another one for EJ there on lane 1 and 2. Front 3 for EJ Tackett. Come on, buddy. 1460 is the number.
No. Come on, Fior. You gotta win this. 14
Man, you
02.
said 1400 on Ethan. He needs to shoot like God knows how many.
I might have been wrong. Victor might actually be right. The squad with two 1500s in
it's
Emil and Robin.
3.5 games to go,
Yeah.
and Ethan needs 1130 more.
How's Robin doing so far in this game? Where is he?
We said it was in 18.
18. Let's see here. 9 spare strikes, 9 spare. Still a possible 280. So, it's not bad. It's not bad.
No, it's not bad, but we can see already a few lanes here and there with some open frames.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Yeah,
is it transition or is it just a small adjustment from lane to lane, and we're gonna see some striking again pretty soon?
Zacharias Malmqvist, 10. Going for front 5.
So far, the only one that seems to strike every time is Emil. Let's see if he can keep on going.
Going for the front 4 on lane 16 now. It looks okay. He seems happy.
I was a little bit less outside on the breakpoint. Felt a little bit more inside all the way down. Probably missed a little bit in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, still on pace for another 279. I don't think he would be unhappy with that.
No, I'm pretty sure he would be pretty glad.
Yeah.
Okay, Ethan is waking up a little bit. Double spare double.
Double spare double. Come on, Ethan. 1402.
He needs to strike out for 1400. And I mean strike out for the next 3 games.
Ah, yeah, he can do that. I know he can. Deep in my heart, I know.
There was a 9 spare now for E.G. Tackett, so triple 9 spare. Carl Eklund spare triple. Brian Barnes has an open frame there. Tore Torgersen keeps going quite good. Strike spare double on lane 12.
We have Zacharias Lindqvist again. Front 6.
And that was Torre also, another strike. And Ethan Fair is really way in already. Standing in front of the ball return. 3-step approach.
Oh! That was a nutty messenger. That just missed.
It was a wrong post code.
Let's see. Timothy Tam.
He throws it quite good.
Yeah, he does. And he's already very far in as well.
What did he shoot?
Currently he's not that high in the standings. At least on this squad, I think he shot 380. Yeah, 380 into.
And what's his highest score?
Well,
Nothing good
38.
actually.
Yeah.
12:38. So 11:20, 11:20, 11:40, 11:50, 12:13, and 12:38. Surprised because he really throws it really good. We saw the 6th strike for Zacharias.
See if Timothy can get another strike for a free bagger. Hopefully an even better squad. Looks okay. Oh, bit light.
You see what I said, Torre? Perfect strike there with the concept, throwing it on 13 all the way out to 9, maybe 8. But That's a perfect spot.
Yeah, but I've seen with the concept that it's really a hit or miss in this tournament. Some people I've talked to said, "Oh, it hooks way too much for me."
Yeah, but there's weaker copper stocks that
Yeah.
you can still do that kind of low differential, easy to control, no flare ball. So it's because you guys got used to that only urethane is control, and that's not true.
Hey, that's you guys. That's what do you mean?
that's
Us
you
youths.
guys, all
Us
the-
youths.
All those guys that cannot spare single pins and don't use the thumb on the ball and are under 21 and are European bowlers. That's all of you guys.
I feel targeted here.
There are exceptions like Victor. He uses the thumb, but he also cannot spare single pins.
I mean, I perfectly fit Louis' description here. Two-hander, urethane mostly. Or, lately I've been taking a little step away from urethane, but here it seemed the best. But in general, I can't spare.
Can you?
I can't.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why, man. It's so easy. It's the easiest part of the game. and
No.
It is by far.
No.
That's the first ball I always get out of the back, the spare ball.
I mean, me too, but not because I hit anything with it.
I was a little bit grippy there for Torre. Also, it felt like he missed a little bit inside and had no room. So probably it's time to move a little bit, adjust for the rest of the game.
Zacharias did not continue with his striking. Sadly got a flat 10, but he picked it up. Possible score of 279.
Take us a couple of shots to see EJ on lane 1 and 2. Because I see he's got a triple, 9 spur and a double. I want to see what kind of a line he's doing. He's bowling with, Elliot Crosby is bowling there. Another guy with wonderful technique. Living in Stockholm. He's from England.
Oh, Sophie on lane 4 is also having a good game so far.
And quite good score for Brenda Ritter there on lane 3 as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a big split.
Yeah,
Maybe-
that's the camera jinx, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say that they're having a good game. They always miss.
Happens all the time.
Oh, did you guys have the camera on me all of last squad yesterday? Is that why I played so bad?
That's Elliot, the guy I was talking, English guy living in Stockholm. Very nice technique.
Oh, yeah.
He lost a little bit the balance there. Was not his best shot, but we'll take it.
No, EJ has moved far in the lane
All right,
compared to the last 2 games.
got the messenger there. That looked like one of those max thrills, or what are they called, Victor? That ball? It's a thrill, right? Max thrill, is it? So hybrid, not super snappy as a pearl, and as we were talking about, low differential. Okay, another try, but could see on the body language now EJ is really fighting for this one, so this could be a good squad actually. There's some striking here and there. Again, looks like some people figure out how to fight this new pair.
Where is the squad leader, Emil Svensson, currently? He is here. Emil Svensson, no 270 this game, sadly, but he can still strike out for a
258.
258.
And Carl Eklund is on his way for another game of 230 something. Got 4 in a row already, 9 spare strike. As soon as he doubles, he's already on the 30s again. If he keeps going, then it's a 259, no, 269 if he strikes out.
Yeah, now Emil on lane 16 going to throw. He gets it. Still on a very similar line as he started on. If it works, I guess.
Another 10 pin there for Carl. Taking the spare backup. Not my favorite, but at least he took it. Let's go back to 9, 10, 11, 12. We see some strikes for Zacharias, Ethan, starting to put some extra gear. Torres arriving there, in a way for a 228 or 238 if he gets a double on the 10. Let's see what Ethan is doing on the 10 frame.
Trevor Roberts there on lane 12, not having his best game currently.
Exactly
Ooh.
the same 10 pin we saw a couple of shots ago on this lane 10. That's exactly the same 10 pin with the same messenger crossing in front of it. Well, this game is about repetition, isn't it?
Yeah, it most definitely is. I mean, you could just be lucky and throw 12 different shots and get 12 different strikes. So repetition and a bit of luck.
A lot of luck nowadays.
Yeah.
Need to follow the right guy. Another strike there for Tori Torgersen on lane 11, throwing that concept. That's looking so easy to control for him. And sitting comfortable, even on that shot that he didn't like so much, but the shot was a pure good strike.
Zacharias strikes out for 247. Oh no, so not strike out. He 9 spares 9 for 247. Still a good game. Very good game.
And one more for Torre. Perfect. Splitting the 8 and the 9. Ethan moved a little bit further outside there on lane 10. That looked so much better.
Timothy Tam on a nice 250 game as well.
Good scores over there. Let's go back to the left corner because some of the guys are doing it here as well. Brent Ritter on his way for a 279. Let's see if EJ can strike out on the 10th and go for a 247. That would move him already to 120 something over. That's more like it. 121 over if he strikes out. And that's more like it. Yeah, late 10 over there for Brent Ritter on lane 4.
Marcus Latti on just for a shot on game 1 and or lane 1. He's already onto the backup ball in game 3. I mean, there has been some success in this tournament so far with the backup, such as Matthias Otting, 1450 if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember, 14 something, and then he bowled one more squat. Again, back up 1406, the second one I remember.
Oh yeah, 1456 from Matthias.
1456 and 1407 bowling back up, yeah.
Yeah, impressive.
He's so good. He has such an excellent feet work. He's so fast on the approach.
Oh yeah.
All that power goes directly to the ball. Look at Timothy Tan. He throw the ball in the gutter on the 12th rim.
Oof.
Aye, aye, aye.
I was wrong. It's like you said, the camera jinx.
So it's going to be a 268 for Brand the Ritter, moving to 87 over par. Let's have a look here at DJ. That was a little bit far right. All right, he got it. I was afraid for the 10 pin there. If you look at his body, expecting there, sit there, and it sits. That's another strike there for EJ Tackett, the best bowler in the world, is trying to beat the scores over here in Helsingborg. What a pleasure to have him here. Let's see what it goes on the 11th. Go longer. Yeah, 210.
Not happy about that one.
Was a little bit inside. It actually went too long at the end.
That was a very flat 7 for Sophie. She would have liked to have that one.
All right, it's not a bad game. 233 for EJ Tackett. A score of 107 over, unless I'm wrong. There you go, 107. Hopefully the lanes open up a little bit more so he can find some even higher scoring pace for the next three. Okay, scores I can see. Tore Torgersen 721. EJ Tackett 707. Brenda Ritter 687.
Oh, Robin Ilhammer had a bit of a low game compared to his last two with a 198, bringing him to a 733 total. Still not bad.
That's the scores we were reading, and here we can see Emil Svensson 223 for 778 total score.
That's crazy.
Carl Eklund went back up on that one. I guess testing something different.
Yeah.
249 and quite a good score. 126 over.
Yeah.
Roman 133 over. So it's quite a few guys already with more than 100 over. Just a couple of frames to go here and there. So we will be back very soon with the proper update on the scores.
Yeah.
Here we are, and the scores are here, as Mons was telling me. Yes, we have them. So Emil Svensson, 778. Robin Illamar, 733. Carl Eklund, 726. So that's 3 super young talented, but here we go with the classics. Tore Torgersen, 721. EJ Tackett starts to pull up there and showing up as well. 707. TJ Rock, 706. Victor Berner, 688. Brandon Ridner, 687 after that game of 268. Simon Rixar, 673. This guy has been in so many squads already trying to do good, and he was doing quite good, but there's always some low game here and there. 1311,
Yeah.
1280. Jonas Don, 660. That makes it top 10. That's a lower top 10 anyway than we had on previous squads. And we have 23 still on par or a little bit better. And the lowers are not that bad. I've seen lowers. All right, so in between still, not crazy high, not crazy low. Just 6 guys with more than 100 over and a fair chance to shoot around those 1400 that may be needed at the end to actually make the cut.
Yeah, I mean, on pace, if Emil Svensson continues like this, he's gonna shoot 15.56.
Yeah, but
That's a question if he can
let's see.
through the transition.
Transition, coming home. Good night, I'm over here already. So, Robin Ilamar bowling on lane 1 and 2. That's our number 2 seated at the moment in this particular squad with 133 over. We find also TJ Rock and Sim Henriks are here on this camera. Ryan is only 41 over, so Ryan needs to start striking just like now.
TJ Rock having another good start with 706 over 3 games.
This time staying longer with the urethane.
Yeah, didn't like it, and he gets it.
He ended up liking it.
Yeah, he
after all.
ended up liking it. See Ryan Barnes with the 7-pin. Of course, he converts. That's what all the pros do. Yeah, I mean, I hope this time that TJ can hold it together all 6 games, because as we saw last squad, I think it was, he had very high numbers through 3 games, but then it started to he crumbled. Yeah, 237, 264, 246, and then 160, 160, 160. That's
Yeah, that wasn't the best
Yeah.
second part of the squad for him.
that had to hurt. That had to hurt. That had to take on one mentally.
He's gonna take a shot on lane 4.
He likes it. Oh, I thought he liked it.
All right. That's gonna be an easy 8 spare there for TJ Rock. Nice right now. On lane 3.
Emil Svensson on 11, 12, if I'm not mistaken.
Just move a little bit there. So step by step we get close to.
Yeah,
See what we find here. Ethan Fury with a lot of 9s again. Not striking a lot. It's not going to be the squad for Ethan Fury once more. He's going to have to try again. And nothing really going on here. They have not a very high scoring pace. So let's move one more. So we have here. We have Emil over here. That's the only one with a very high score so far in this streaming as well.
yeah, 8 spare double. Maybe trying to make it a triple now. I thought he when he left at 8. I thought he 8 pins down. I thought maybe he needed to find something new, but
He's definitely deeper than he
Yeah.
was. Quite deeper.
yeah.
Moved the full arrow inside.
But the urethane still reacts very nicely, even from deeper within the lane.
But I can tell you, because that guy that threw a shot on lane 9 is from Barcelona.
Yeah.
He's one of the seniors that started taking coaching lessons like a few months ago. So of course they had to come here and lift this experience. But I know his ball reaction pretty well, and I can tell you from the last shot is done here, and we are on game 4. The lanes are already quite drier compared to the squad I bowled on Monday. That was day 1. So even if there is a little bit more of urethane than it was at the beginning of the week, the lanes are reading a lot stronger than they did back then. It's a lot more friction. So it should be the reason to get those high numbers we see. People being able to just keep moving in and using the areas we just saw on email.
Yeah.
Game 4 we are now is an arrow deeper, and of course it's going to have more friction to the outside. So we're going to see one more shot on Emil, and then we keep moving.
Yep.
We can always come back and see if Matisse continues to throw a lot of strikes.
I must say, from personal experience, playing a bit deeper with the Eurofan, it's nice. It's a good reaction, a good. For the most part, it's good pin carry, and I don't see any reason to not do it.
That depends on where can you put the ball on the break point. I mean, you can go deep, but unless you send it out there, it's going to be weak. See, strong messenger there, but this one was not as far as the previous one.
Yeah.
And it becomes a little bit weak angle.
Yeah, but if you can send messengers like that, you don't need them angles.
Whatever. That's what happens when you talk to the children that don't understand the game. I would put you all flat patterns, wooden lanes, heavy pins as we had back then, deeper gutters, and there wouldn't be so many messengers, and you would have to spare so many single pins that you all would drop down 40 pins. And you would understand that bowling is more than these 6-7 years we have now where you need to bowl 250 average. Back then, to make a 300 meant something. Nowadays, make 300 means nothing. And I'll give you a pure example. The last 3 seasons, I bowled not more than 50 official games.
Yeah.
And I scored at least 1 300 on every of those seasons.
Oh, yeah.
And when I was a true professional bowler bowling every fucking weekend in every different country, sometimes it was 2 or 3 300 games in the whole season, but I bowled maybe 600 official games. And then I practiced 5 hours a day, and now I bowl once every 3 months. How is it possible that my average is the same today as it was 20 years ago, and the amount of 300 games is the same as it was 20 years ago? But you could put a coin 40 feet down the lane, and I would hit the coin 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
If you put the coin there now, unless it's the size of a lake, I'm not gonna hit it. But the score is the same. So what is the answer? The bowling has gone so much easier, and scoring, it's. But that's the thing. We have the experience on that bowling. You only know this bowling.
Yeah,
That's why you cannot get that perspective. Especially here in Europe, because lately has been only high scoring patterns everywhere. Everything is built up to throw the urethane out there. Let's see who grips it even more. But it's only power. There's no control anymore. There's no real precision anymore. We're all talking about they're only scoring very high because there's a big room. When the room is small, what's happening? The scores are going down. Back then, those guys like Walter Ray and people like that, they bowled to 25 average on 5 times smaller room than these guys are bowling today. And that is the thing that people doesn't understand. Bowling has a very, very, very short memory. And I tell you, you take Jason Belmonte on a time machine and you put into bowl the patterns that Dick Weber and El Anthony were bowling. And of course he would win some tournaments, but he wouldn't be so dominant. He would find himself in so many lanes that are really, really tough to develop. So it's a complete different sport from what it was. I mean, wooden lanes, you had to resurface the wooden lane every year because every ball that was bouncing there was making small holes.
Yeah.
So it's a complete different thing. And the reaction on the bowling balls from the synthetic to a wooden lane, they become so much weaker.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot less reaction. So take away the resin, take away the urethane we have today, and put yourself on bowling with spare balls without the friction you have here. It's a different game.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually bowled on wooden lanes.
And that's why I say younger people have very short memory and very little respect for the superstars on the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Those bowlers were amazing. Amazing. So this time was not a tip, but a history lesson.
A history lesson.
No, but for real, I'm sure YouTube is filled still with some tournaments from back in the day.
Yeah, I've
And
scrolled through a lot of them.
Obviously, the technique was far, far, far less developed
Yeah.
than it is today. But as I say, today you need to build power on your game. You need power mostly on most of the patterns. But back in the day, you didn't need power.
Yeah.
You needed repetition and precision.
I don't make it very far back in the days. I have neither power nor repetition.
All right, we were supposed to keep moving around, but
Got caught
the
up.
history lesson was the history lesson just came out there
All
in
right,
the middle of nowhere, and we forgot Emil was bowling pretty good, and we had what's his name, Matisse was making a lot of strikes, so we have to go back there, see what they're doing.
we have a question for you.
What does it say? It's too far now with the glasses.
If bowling has become so easy, you can just use a different oil pattern.
Yeah, but that's not true because the balls today, if I grab any ball and I give 120 grit on it, and you put a flat pattern out there, but you give me 10 minutes of warm up as we have here, in 10 minutes I can make enough room on the lane to bowl after those 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Back then, the balls couldn't because they wouldn't suck the oil. They would only push the oil down. There was no flare on the balls, so the balls would never grab the oil away. They would only push the oil down.
Okay.
So the patterns were only getting harder and harder and harder. The lanes would hook less and less and less down the lane. And today, even if you put the flat pattern, after 2 games, it's completely open. And we see that every time on the PBA Tour. They put the pattern out there. First couple of games, it may become a little bit difficult. By the end of the TV show, unless they've thrown a lot of urethane, they start throwing 250 to 60. And that's not the average at the end of the season.
Yeah.
EJ bowled to 29 as a record. But when they go to TV shows, you see, except some specific shows, usually by the end you see very high games. And add to that, the pressure of being bowling on TV.
Hopefully that answers your question. A little expanded history lesson and technological lesson. Or technical, sorry. It was difficult in Aalborg in Denmark.
Yeah, I know. But the main difference is what I'm trying to explain. The main difference is that today the bowlers have the ability to either fuck up the pattern or to make it easy.
Yeah.
Back then, it could only get fucked. It would never get easy because the balls never had any oil absorption and there was no track flare.
Yeah.
It was only one single line, which is what the spare balls are doing. So the oil was going down, not away. Also, back in the day, it was 99% of the tournaments, at least in Europe, they oiled once, and you had up to 3 squats before they oiled the lanes again. And there was no stripping. There was nobody going and cleaning back and just putting oil over oil. Okay, that's a lot of striking again, also in some other lanes. So let's move a little bit back in here. Roman striking here. Anton Kups striking in there. Not very high total scores, but where are the leaders, man?
Emil Svensson's on lane. What's that?
Oh, we had an open frame there for EJ on lane 17 and 18, but a couple of turkeys. He can strike out for 245. That's all right. It's keeping on a consistent pace. 227, 247, 233. If he strikes out another game of 240. Carl Eklund there doing good again.
Oh yeah, you can strike out for 1,000.
Very happy with that shot because it wasn't his best shot today, but he get it. Carl shot 238, 239, 249, so he keeps increasing, and now it's going to be on 260s at least.
Yeah.
So So he keeps going higher as well. Thomas Carlberg says, I love here that Luis explained the hard difficulty, how it was back in the 90s to middle of 2000, 2010, before all bowling lanes now have different patterns, oil machines and materials. I wish I could see half of the two-handed play on short oil patterns before long oil were implemented back in 1992 with rubber or all urethane bowling balls when reaction were likely nothing. Don't confuse me. I want to be very clear and be very specific. I have absolutely nothing against the two-handed bowling. On the contrary, I always believe on evolution. I always compare it to the high jump. They were jumping forward and jumped to like 1 meter 70 centimeters, and all of a sudden one guy came out there, started jumping backwards and did 30 centimeters more. So evolution, it's part of life, and I have absolutely nothing against the two-handed bowling. I'll tell you more, if I had 20 years less today and I could bowl with my physical abilities not being fucked as they are, I would go for two hands, because that's what today's game require. But what I'm actually trying to explain is that the bowling back then was not about power, and it was much more difficult than it is today. So the scoring, of course, was lower, but that doesn't mean that today people is not more talented or they have they don't have a better technique, because 90% of the bowlers today, even the one-handeds, they have better technique, they have higher rep rate. Some of them are specifically super accurate, as E.J. Tackett. But what I'm telling is that all of a sudden you bring these guys and put them in the kind of bowling that was existing in the 70s and the 80s, and it would become really, really tough for them, and you wouldn't see those 1,500 squats. You wouldn't see people shooting 300 every week. I see friends of mine, students of mine, they have shown up to 10 300 games in 1 week practicing. That's absurd. So I hope that clarifies my point of view. As I say, I have absolutely nothing against two-hand. If I have a new student bowling, actually when I was up there in Moore, I have a couple of guys, they bowl one hand. A very young kid, the brother of Elias Ersson, Adrian Ersson, he was about 10, 11. He was super good at one hand and two hand. There was no discussion. Go for two hands.
I mean, that's the game. That's the modern game.
It is what we need today. It is what we need today. But the same way I say that, I don't understand why the two-handers that have a lot of issues sparing, why don't you just really spare a ball with the thumb and just learn to make it go straight? It takes what? 1 month. It's impossible. It takes more than a month to become good at sparing with one hand. And think about how many pins you guys give away with all those 9 misses when you start going back up and stuff like that. It makes absolute no sense.
Yeah, no, that I agree with.
Now, before we carry on with the history lesson, 938, 876, 911, 960. That's a very good score there for TJ Rock. Nothing in here. 1,000 there, 1,021 for Emil Svensson. That is even better. William Dalston has a chance to go all the way to 108 up. That's pretty good as well. Gives him a chance to at least try to shoot 500 on the last two.
Yeah.
And Emil Svensson will get 1,021 in 4.
EJ is 930 at the moment.
He does. Strike for Emil.
So their bowling seems to be two-hander style with high power, high reps to be a good bowler. If you do not have these, you are old school declared. Traditionalist bowler, which I am. I played from 87 to 2022. That's a long career. All right, strikeout for William as well. So, who else has to take that last? It's just Matisse, right? Matisse is the last one. Taking a shot here is another bowler who's unbelievably good. I love his technique. It's so cool to watch bowl, especially live. Many of these bowlers, I must say that TV doesn't really pay for them, because when you see them live, they look even better. One of them is Ethan Fury. Actually, Ethan looks amazing on TV, but when you see him live, it's even better.
Yeah.
Despite he's not finding his way to score high in this tournament, it doesn't take an inch away from his amazing pure talent. He's, by the way, going to lane 1 and 2, where he's going to face Carl Eklund, which also has 1,003 for 4. So that means Carl is already 200 over. And we should be able to get the standings for this squad very soon. Torre 917. I see Torre has moved a little bit deeper, and I'll tell you what is happening. Torre has slowed down a little bit his scoring pace. Because it's no longer the time for the concept. Torre needs to switch to a little bit more angular ball. Even if he loses a little bit of control, it's time to get a better, a little bit more angle. Since he moved a little bit deeper, that ball is not giving anymore the angle he needs. And it's time to put something with a little bit more of differential on. Hopefully he has some ball that can get the job done over there. So let's move a little bit around so you see where is everyone. Lane 1 we have Ethan Fury with Jacob, Carl Eklund and Alex Joki. 3 and 4 Timothy Tam, Lasse Thompson, Jonas Dons and Daniel Berner. So far in this camera, the only guy who seems to be having a chance to do something noticeable is Carl, who's going to take his shot on lane 1. Oh, that really pay out bad for him. I'm pretty sure he missed a little bit in, but that was not a beautiful outcome. Let's see who is on 5 to 8. Timon Havelka, Mathis Bibeux, Robin Illamar there. Robin slowed down a little bit, apparently. 205 on his last game. He was sitting with 733, now he has 938. Let me check if the scores have updated. Yes, they have, so we'll go really quickly back to those. Karen 706, Emil Svensson 1020. That's the leader for the squad so far. I'm gonna move you again just so we really find out where is everybody, and then we go back to some of the leaders. So 9 and 10 is Andreas Klitschning and Robin Pipping, Marcus Latti and Elliot Crosby. On 11-12 we find Anton Kups, Harry Davies, Andre Rosler and Sophie. Nobody with a high score on this streaming camera. 9 to 12 is not really paying out for any of these guys on this particular squad. On 13 and 14 we find EJ Tackett bowling with Cecile, and Sergio is Lucas with Matisse Blanchet. Sergio is going to have fun actually bowling with Matisse. He's going to enjoy being a partner for the whole squad with such a talented bowler. That was the main idea for me to tell him to come and bowl this event, not because he has any chance, but it's a wonderful experience. And anybody who feels like you don't belong here, get that out of your mind. This is a very, very big family. We love each other very much. There's a lot of friendship here in this event. So if that is what worries you, get it out of your mind. Start booking for next year already. We are gonna move to the last camera so we can see who else is bowling on the last corner. We find Eileen, Ryan Barnes, Zacharias Lindquist, Jonathan Johansson, TJ Rock also with quite a little bit of a high score and a fair chance to go around. We find Torre also. I'm curious to see if Torre had already changed ball, because I see another 9s pair, so probably he didn't. And it's time for me to read you the standings for this particular squad. We find Emil Svensson with 1,021. Carl Eklund is 1,003. DJ Rock has 960. Robin Illamar 938. EJ Tackett is 930. Sim Henriksard dropping down a little bit on 919. Torre is 7th on 917. Brent de Ritter 909, William Dalston 908, and then it's another drop down of 32 pins to number 10, which is Ryan with 876. Ryan has a couple of open frames here on 17 and 18, and Ryan actually has no big names on big numbers, but not bad either. He shot 214, 212, 215, and 235, so it feels like he hasn't really found that high game that would give him that extra push. And he's really fighting hard over there. Nate, I agree with you. I didn't say that they wouldn't be good on the 90s. I said they wouldn't score as high as they do today, and not even in the 90s, because 90s was already reactive resin, Excalibur, and so came on 92. There was already synthetic lanes, and the gutters therefore were already gummy and very less deep than they were back in the day. I was more referring to the bowling in the 70s and the 80s, when it was mostly plastic and very, very early urethane bowls. Wooden lanes everywhere. They needed to be resurfaced. They needed special treatment that synthetic lanes don't require. And what I said is not that they are not gonna succeed the same way. I said, remember, I said you bring Jason out there, it would win tournaments, but the scoring, and especially the number of 300 games, it would be 100 times smaller than it is today. I hope that clarifies a little bit that that point of view I was trying to translate over there. And mostly what I wanted to make an emphasis is how little the memory is on older historical bowlers. Unless they have a name like Weber on the Cup, people tends to forget about these people. And if you ask to the older bowlers that have competed with some of them, like Norm Duke and people like that, when they talk about Earl Anthony, I've never seen Earl Anthony play, but I've seen how bowling was more or less in that era when I was a kid. And as I said before, it was a very, very different game back then. It was a lot more about precision and not so much about adjustments. It was more about being able to do different things with the ball. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I meant, Thomas. Back then with the Buddha lanes, unless you had proper resurfacing on them, obviously the bowling eyes are open for public in general. So every time some bowler had the thumb stuck or they thrown a ball flying out there, it would leave a mark on the lanes. So if you look at the first 5 feet on a Buddha lane, it was filled with, it looks like the moon, small craters in there. That was what it was back then. I remember some bowling alleys. One of the reasons why I was so damn good bowling outside the gutter is because the 2 bowling alleys we had in Barcelona, they were resurfaced so poorly and so many years from one to the other that the only way to find some fresh oil was to standing outside the first arrow. So it was a different era, definitely. But let's move again, because we said we were going to move around and see what people is doing. Ethan Fury is pair and 5 in a row. So he's found something different, perhaps. I don't know. Obviously, it's not going to pay for him anymore. But it's curious to see what he's doing. On the other hand, we see Carl Eklund with a couple of open frames there on frames 2 and 3. Carl is 200 over. So he needs to shoot at least 450. 1 and 2 is not the easiest pair on the alley. Same for 3 and 4, 5, 6. So Carl's going to have to be patient for this next couple of games, and hopefully he can find a solution that allows him to go back into the striking mode. So there was another strike there for Carl. Let's see if he can manage to find out what to do in this couple of pairs. On the other hand, I want to follow the action on Emil Svensson because he was 220 over. And Robin Ilamar an open frame there as well. Again, Robin was starting very high, and then last couple of games were a little bit lower for Robin. 198, 205. He's sitting now with 138 over. Let's see. I lost Emil. Emil, where are you? Damn, I don't see Emil. Emil just vanished from from our side. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find him. It's so many hours here. Oh, here. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I was there and I didn't see him. It's because he has no strikes. That's why I couldn't notice that was Emil. 9 spare, 7 spare, 9 spare, 6 spare. Should be 8 spare again. I wonder what that is. Traffic on 7-8. Maybe someone throwing a lot of reactive there and making the lane a little bit dry on the heads, and that urethane is no longer being able to cross that first 20-25 feet with enough clearance. Let's stay here for another shot or two. I know it's not as as funny to see strikes when you see only sparing, but I think it's interesting to see what's going on with Emil and why he's not striking at the moment. But it's a lot of people in the chat, so if you disagree, let me know and I'll go back to some striking. I'm just feeling curious on what's going on with Emil on this particular pair. He's already taking the shot on lane 8, so for sure we'll wait this one. Okay, for the look of that one, he moved back to a little bit further outside. That looked a lot more to what he was doing on games 1, 2, and I would say for the first half of the third game as well. Then we saw he moved a little bit deeper. Well, at least he got first strike, and the good news for him is completely clean. He remains clean, and that is always important when you are 220 over and aiming to get all the way up to the top 25. There is a lot of striking by Sophie over here again. Sophie seems to have find again what to do as she did the first day she was here when she shot 1370. Front 5 for Sophie on per 11 and 12. Sophie's a little bit deeper than most of. Oh, probably she missed inside. That was the reason why. Oh, damn, and me and my jigsing. I hate when I go somewhere because they are doing good and all of a sudden that streak goes away. Sorry, Sophie. Back to the right corner. Some striking here by Ellen. Doing pretty good in this particular game. Jonathan Johansson doing okay as well. TJ Rock. DJ Rock's rocking the house. Look at that double 9 spare triple. TJ is 960 over. 160 over after 4 with 960. Games of 232, 243, 231, 254. As I've been saying, some of these squads, when I've seen couple of guys with the same score, but one of them is consistent. That's the horse I want to bet on. And TJ Rock has been doing very consistent for the first 4. The highest was 254, the lowest 232, and now he's on his way for even all the way up to 258 if he strikes out. Now don't let me jinx him, please. Otherwise they're gonna kick me out of the booth pretty soon. All right, he's going for the 10th frame. TJ Rock, let's see how high can he bring that score after 5. He can go all the way to 12-18, which is a very good number. Oh, it's bowling reactive already. All right, strike for TJ Rock. I'm very happy I didn't jinx him, because lately it's paying really bad to change cameras. And Torre, did you change that concept right? No, it looks like, is it the same concept still? Or maybe it was an iron solid with a little bit of surface on. See you tomorrow, Victor. Have a good night's sleep and get some strong coffee in the morning, because I'll need a lot of help. I'll be very sleepy in the morning. I'll let you know already now. Let's see what TJ can do in the 11th. One more for him. Come on. He did well. Lovely. That was a very beautiful pin action over there. Let's have a look again on that one. Yeah, that was a pretty strike. Nasty. I think that's the iron solid for Torre. That's not the concept. It's a little bit more light blue. And remember we said before, with after a couple of 9s, that we would probably see Torre changing ball. So that's good news for him. 225 all the way to 1140. And the thing for Torre is already, he looks young and he looks very good still, but he's older than 50, so he's bowling on the seniors. And the seniors at the moment, it's Mika Koivinemi on the lead with 1348. 6 pins short to that is Matthias Ulfheim with exactly the same score as Martin Paulson. So Torre is now on 11. What did he shoot on the last one? Was it the 9? Yeah, so 1141. That means Torre needs to shoot 210. If Torre shoots 210, he's going all the way to 1350. That would give him the spot on the senior gateway. Let me see the last shot, Ryan here. Oh my goodness, didn't pay out so well. All the way to 1-2, Ethan Fury 227. Carl Eklund managed to save the par over there after 4 in a row. 210 for Carl. Good news as well, 213 over for Carl. Carl already has a squad with 1431, but since the standings are going high so quickly, he definitely wants to shoot more than that. He only has 1, 2, 3, 4 people behind him. So if 5 people scores more than that 1431 he had, he would drop down from that top 25. My God, I can't talk anymore. Drop down from that top 25. Finally, I get it out. So that's the main target for Carl at the moment. Try to increase that particular score he has already. 13-16. I see a lot of strikes for William Dalston, but not really any particular high score. He could go all the way to 1198. Well, that's higher actually than I thought. Give me a second. William Dustin had. Where is William? Yeah, I was looking at the wrong window. No wonder I was wrong. William was quite good. Actually, he had 108 over, and he's on a very high scoring pace, so that could give him a sweet spot with one game to go. And my apologies to everybody in the chat if my communication is starting to fall down. I'm starting to feel some fatigue in my brain, and English is becoming harder and harder by every minute. Maybe I should switch to Spanish. Try to. At least I knew I would explain myself a little better. I'm not sure how many would understand though. But as I said, apologies if I'm not as clear as I would like to be. But it's many hours here, 4 squats already. I don't even know how many hours it's been. And I cannot complain because my buddy back here, Jonte, is coming a lot sooner than I come every day, and is leaving quite later after me. So no complainings, just explaining why I'm not so clear anymore and maybe why the energy dropped down a little bit. But let's give it one more push. Come on, just one game to go. A lot of striking going on. A lot of things yet to see. A lot of people still with a chance of a high scoring over there and over here and everywhere. That sounds like a Beatles song. Here, there, and everywhere. Now the DJ side came out. It's getting late at night. That's 11. That's pretty close to my DJ hour. And that's a problem because 1 hour from now, maybe my brain just switches to the DJ side. And instead of going to bed, I go downtown, bring my pen drive. So I show, you pay the entry fee? No, I bring my pen drive. I'm a DJ in Ibiza. Let me in and open the dance floor for me. Nonsense is back, as you can see. So I'll let you read some scores over there. As I said, 213 over for Carl. TJ is 218. A possible... there's a couple of spares there for EJ on frames 7, 8, 9. If he strikes out on the 10, it's going to be another game of 230. And EJ is also consistent. He's not finding his high game yet. He's probably going to find it on the last one. But he's still alive. Possibly with a strikeout, 164 over. Not far from the cut. He would need another game of 240 at the end. But it can be done. Oh, there was another thing by Thomas. I wonder if Louis tried in Mariestad bowling in Sweden about 15 years back. They had boot lanes with a thick plastic film on top. Make bowling lanes extraordinarily different. Honestly, I don't remember. I probably bowled there, but I'm very short in memory. I have a very big tendency to forget things. I remember a couple of months ago there was some visitors in my pro shop in Barcelona. They were coming from quite far away in Spain, and they actually asked me, "You remember when you came there? You won that tournament and blah blah blah." And I said, "I don't even remember being there." So I won a tournament in a bowling alley. I didn't even remember ever being there. I'm terrible in memories. I only have good memories for those days that I did so wrong that I can still not forget. But most of the other things, I have a terrible memory. For example, I remember I shot my lowest career game ever when I was the coach for the team 3 or 4 years ago up there in the north of Sweden. I shot 116. And the worst part is the day before I had, come on, fall down. I didn't. The day before I had a clinic with them talking about lane reading, and I left the 2-8-10 like 6-7 times in 10 frames. And it's not that I wasn't moving. I was moving right. I was changing the brake point. I was changing my release. I was slowing down the speed. I tried everything I could. I simply kept doing the same thing. 2-8-10, 2-8-10, 2-8-10. And I remember that like it was yesterday. 116. I'm pretty sure some of the Some of the kids are watching. Maybe Lucas is watching and laughing his ass off. But on my defense, we had a second match later in the afternoon, and I was the best in the team by far. So even better than you, Lucas. You owe me a puko still from that day. 269 is going to be here for William Dalston, moving all the way up to 177 over. EJ not getting strikes. 223, 1153. Let's go back to the main cut and see what EJ needs to shoot on the last game to try to feel secure. A ver, 41 is 82. Well, I say 82, but I mean 182 over. 1, 2. We have 4 squads left after this one. Be a couple of guys in, so it's going to move to 1385, 1388 after this squad. And 8 squads tomorrow. Let's say 1.5 per squad. That's 6 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we are on the 1400s, ladies and gentlemen. So that means EJ needs a 247. That's exactly what he shot on game 2. But he's going back to where he bowled game 1, and he had 227 on that game 1. All right, we're talking about the best bowler in the planet at the moment, so why not? Why not? If somebody can do that, it's definitely EJ Tackett. So we're gonna wait. 1 game to go. Oh my God, I'm starting to smile. 1 game to go, and I can finally take off. That bed is gonna feel so comfortable today. Actually, I'm gonna be sad. It's gonna be very few hours before I have to get out of that bed and come back here. All right, ready for some more action? Let's see if we can get the scores updated and give you a proper standings. And let's see who can still have a chance on this one. Come on, give me the scores. Don't make me click over and over again. Yes, there we go. So, the standings are as these. Emil Svensson, 1248. Emil had a previous squad of 1400 and a squad of 1413. So that actually is not going to make the cut go higher because he was already in. TJ Rock, 1218. TJ had no real good squad, so 218 over for TJ Rock. He needs to get probably a 220 game if he wants to secure his spot on top 25. Number 3 is Carl Eklund. Carl has already a 1431, so Carl is also a bowler who's not going to take away any spot on the cut. It's not going to make the cut go higher. He's already in. Then we find William Dalston. That's actually his first squad, and he's 177 over. Wow, impressed. And we find EJ is on the 5th position with 1153. EJ only has a 1372. Well, actually only, understand me, 1372, 1360, 1306. So he has 3 very good squads, but just slightly short to be enough to make it. Number 6, Robin Eeleman, also in desperate need for a 240, 250 game. Number 7, Tore Torgesson, 1141. Tore has a little bit of advantage there as he's competing as a senior, so that means he has an extra gateway. If he shoots 250 to 60, actually mostly 260, he can get the spot directly. That would open a door for Mika Koivuniemen to remain as number 1 seated on the plus 50. And after Torre is already 11-20 for Brandt and 11-11 for Daniel Borner. That means Daniel Borner needs a 290 game and Brandt needs 280. Brandt had one okay squad with 1374. Looks like he's going to be somewhere around there again. And that's pretty much the people who has really a chance. Emil, TJ, Carl, William, EJ, and perhaps Robin and Turi. So let's see where is every one of them. We have TJ Rock with the front two here, actually on 15 and 16. Working his pace to try to make it into top 25 directly. William Dalston, I'll tell you, is on 19 and 20 with double 9 spare. William, we believe he needs more or less a game of high 220s to be sure to be there. So let's move around, let you know. Lanes 1 to, ooh, big split there for Tori on lane 3. Not lucky for Tori to have to bowl the last game on 3 and 4, but he needs to make sure to stay over par on this game. If Tori stays under par, then he drops from any chance on the senior, because the senior we said, I believe it was 1342. Let me go back to it so I tell you realities and not just memories. Yes, Mika 1348, and then there's a couple of guys with 1342. So Tori needs to make more than 200. He needs to make 210. 210 would work for Tori on this last game. Made a strike here on the 4th frame. That's a good start for that. And he's bowling on the same pair as Emil Svensson. That's the current leader with 248 over. Emil is with a 9 spare strike and a 9 spare. So we'll keep an eye on lanes 3 and 4, both for Tori and Emil. If we move to 5 to 8, we find another of the leaders, Carl Eklund, 213 over, strike, spare, strike. 5-6 shouldn't be a bad pair for Carl. He shot 238 there on game 1. Let's see how it goes for him now. That's a beautiful shot there, Carl. Good job. Keep going. Who else is here? Daniel Borner, we said he needed 290. Highest he can go now is 279, so it's not going to be enough. Alex Yorkie is far from it, and Anton Kups the same thing. So we will come back later on to see how Carl is going. 9 to 12, Robin Ilamar. Robin needs a 250, a high 250. 9 spare, 8 spare strike, so he needs to keep going on that strike mode from now on. EJ is bowling there on lane 10. Strike, strike, 7 spare. Good spare for EJ. EJ and Robin are more or less in the same situation. EJ is 10 pins ahead of Robin, and now he has a double, and Robin has not. But the two of them need to make sure they bowl a high game, or it's not going to be sufficient. We'll be back also here to 9 and 10, so it looks like it's going to be a busy last game, switching cameras to make sure we lose nobody. 13 and 14, nobody with any chance, but we have TJ Rock, so we will have to come back to this camera as well to see how TJ ends. That's going to be a roller coaster for the last game, moving everywhere. But okay, double and 9 spare for TJ Rock. TJ is 118 over. I guess only Emil is kind of safe at the moment. Everyone else needs to do still some pins. They still need to perform high to fulfill their goals in this qualifying round. And back here on the complete right side, and we also have William, but William, he's 177 over, 1 open frame. Again, Williams needs 220. So I guess we have to go around the alley because we have at least 1 or 2 bowlers on each camera with some kind of a goal and some kind of a life objective. So there's no more chances for me than scroll around and try to keep posted about every single one of them. Meanwhile, we'll go back to the first camera on the left side because the squad leader is there, Emil Svensson, 12:48. No doubles yet for him. I see Tore managed to make a double in there. Still under par though with that big split on frame 2. Torres already inside the 4th arrow. Look at that one. That was on 22 on the arrows. I wasn't sure if he had missed a little bit in, but no, looks like he moved deeper. So more and more friction, more room outside. That's good news for Torre. He can definitely use that moving in and using the area outside. That's one of the things he's very good at. Let's have a look at him. He also got a strike over there. Strike for Trevor as well on lane 4. Let's watch one more frame here on Toure. And then we move again. We have to keep moving his action everywhere. We had bowlers with chances of things everywhere. I guess, and depending on how they're scoring, we can go back. We can stop passing through those cameras. So one more frame on Toure and we move again. That was further outside, so he's bowling a little bit more right on lane 3. It looked that way, even if Torre drifts quite much to the left, but he was standing quite far to the right, so it looks like he's using a couple of different areas on lane 3 and 4, but 4 in a row for Tore Torgersen. Back on track, back on par, looking good already for that spot on the seniors. And as we said, we're going to move on. Carl Eklund strikes pair 4 in a row. That's good news for Carl. He's 213 over. He needs like probably 230, 240 to make sure he increases his score of that 1430 he had and secure a spot on top 25. That's the highest score on this camera. We see he's doing okay, so just gonna wait to see one shot on him, see if he can put that 5th strike in a row and keep securing that spot, and then we'll move on again. Oh my goodness, look at that pin action for Curl there on lane 5. There was a possible 7-10, and it was actually the head pin that took care both of the 7 and the 10. What a strike there for Carl, that makes it 5 in a row. Very good news for him. A 7-10 would have been quite expensive. Now let's go back to EJ over here, tripping the 4. EJ Tackett double, 7 spare triple. Very, very, very important tripping 4 here for EJ Tackett. He needs to strike a lot. He needs a game of 250, and every single strike, it's very, very important at this point. It's getting exciting. It's not good news. It's going to be hard to fall asleep if you guys get me excited right before I have to go. God damn it. But it is what it is. That's bowling, that's passion, that's what we love. That's why we are all here, aren't we? Robin Illamar, he's getting a little bit more into trouble. He needs to strike out for a 246. And that I still think would be not enough for Robin. Let me count again. 26, 56, 86. Yeah, 246. That's the max for Robin. That would give him a 1389. And that, I believe, my friend, is not going to be sufficient. Let's see. We're going to wait a little bit so we can see what Cecile does and then wait for that next shot for EJ. Every single shot for EJ now is super important. In the meantime, I can tell you what else is happening and where. TJ Rock, open frame on 4 and a big split now on frame 6. DJ is 218 over, so he needs to remain at least on par or don't go any lower than 180 something. If you drop from 1400s, you could put yourself in trouble. So TJ is having to work hard. On the next few frames, he's going to have to make sure he gets some strike going and fix whatever he's doing now. William Dalston. Okay, William had 1177. William is at 19 and 20. If he strikes out, it's going to be 234. That's going to put him on 1411. He's going to take a shot there. There was another strike by EJ. Too many things happening at the moment. Another strike for EJ Tackett now. Here on 19 and 20 pretty soon. As you can see, William Dalston on lane 19. That's the second bowler. If he doesn't strike, it's going to be on the 1391. If he does one strike, it's going to be on the 1400 with the 9 spare. If he does strike and gets a 7 or an 8, it may not be enough. So it's a lot of things happening. Let's quickly go back to the left side. Tore Torgersen. 10 pin for Tore, but 193, 213. That's 230 for Tore. That's 1370. That's gonna guarantee a spot on Tore on the senior. So job's done for him. Emil with a chance of striking out 1495. Will we finally have a new leader in town? Is there gonna be a new sheriff gaining that position? I don't know. We will have to see. Another guy we have to look at the 10th frame. Over here, Carl Eklund, 6 in a row. That's getting him a spot in the top 25 for sure. We have to keep moving. Many things happening at the same time. EJ Tackett, double, 7 spare, 4 in a row on a 230 pace. He needs more than that. He needs 2 more. EJ needs another 2 strikes over here. And can he do it? Of course he can. Will he do it? We have to wait and see. Let's hope he does, because that is what we're here for. To see the best doing the best they can. EJ on lane 9. Walks, swings, releases. Be a good one. Yes, baby. We got one more. Money is coming. 5 in a row for EJ on the 240s already. 247 we said he needed, and that's exactly the score he has now. That would put him on the 1400s. That should be enough to make it into the final, but there is a few guys with exactly 1400, and I don't really know now how you control that. We have Thomas McNeil 1400, Jacob Sedlacek 1400. Actually, EJ, if he makes a 9, it would drop down to 246. So EJ still needs one more. EJ Tackett needs to strike once more, either on the 9th or doubling on the 10th. Okay, let's move again over here. Who do we have here doing what? Was somebody? Yeah, TJ Rock. I almost forgot TJ. 2 open frames for TJ over here. TJ has a long way to go, so we will be back later on to see how TJ ends. Lassie had the 9, so no, sorry, not Lassie, William, but yes, a 9. 94, 14, that's 1391 for William Dalston. That's not gonna be enough. I'm sure that's not gonna be enough. And that's very bad news for him. Back on 3 and 4, Torre, 1374. Trevor doing striking, but Emil Svensson, he needs to strike out to become the new leader in the tournament. 2 pin for him. It's not going to be 1430, 50. It's going to be another 1470 over there, unless I'm wrong. Yes, it's going to be a 1430, so no leader in town, no sheriff. Tomo remains as sheriff. Carl Eklund. Carl Eklund can go all the way to 1460. Top 25 for Carl. That's a good job for him. So it's time to go back to 9 and 12 and see what EJ can do on the 9 frame. EJ Tackett needs a strike. Everybody must push over here. Let's see what EJ can do. He walks, he swings, he releases, he looks at it, he likes it, and he trips the 4 again. Look at that, man. That's the best bowler in the planet getting the work done over here. Look at that 4-pin trip. Bang! Yeah, he has to be happy with that one. Now he's in the 250s. Now he's already in the 250s for EJ Tackett. He needs to make a mark. Let me count again. I think EJ at the moment is not aiming at the cat anymore. He's going to aim to strike out and make his score a 1430. And a 1430... Let's see what top 25 is, 1430. I don't think it's going to be enough to make top 25. But one more strike or a 9 spare, I think it's more than enough for EJ to make it into the final. So we're going to have another superstar making it all the way in. We had predicted that 1400 is going to be enough, by the way it looks now. And we said EJ needed 47 to be on the 1400s. He's above that at the moment. So he's aiming for the 1409 with a 9 spare, and more than that if he gets one more strike. Okay, that's been quite exciting on this last game. We had to be running around and rolling around cameras. There was too many things happening at the same time. I hope nobody got dizzy. And if somebody was trying to fall asleep, I'm very sorry. But this was quite exciting. Yeah, Nate says you love the language. Well, as long as nobody complains about it, I'm really trying to keep it clean. But when things come out of the heart, you can't really control what what comes out of your mouth. Robin Illamar is going to strike out for 246, but that's not going to be enough. We said that it's going to be one strike short for Robin over there. Very good effort, though, but it's going to be a little bit short, Robin. I'm afraid it's not going to be enough. Where is Mr. TJ? Oh my God, you don't want to know. We don't want to go back any longer to lanes 15 and 16, but we have to. We are working for you guys. Look at TJ Rock. He was 218 over. He just needed a game of 190, and he's on his pace even if he strikes out. So if TJ strikes out, it's 1394, but I'm afraid that's not going to be enough either. Now, EJ Tackett, he needs a spare. He needs a spare. Strike is going to be good. Oh, my goodness. That was so close to a 710. That would have been really, really, really dramatic end for EJ over there. It's a good news that he's a 10-pin. Look at that. It would have been a 215 on that and 234. That would have been a 243 for EJ. If that would have been a 710, he would have dropped to the 1396, which I'm not sure would have been enough either. Important spare for EJ. Takes it with 100% security. He's denying with his head, but I think he got the job done. I would bet pretty much everything. Only 4 squats to go. and 1409. Maybe he's upset because I was aiming for that top 25, but I'll say it again. I believe 1430 looks like it would not be enough for the top 25. But nice job by EJ. Super consistent. Super consistent. No freaking high games for him. That's actually the highest game on the squad for EJ Tackett, 255. But 1408, he got the job done. And that's why he's the best bowler in the planet. That was unbelievable. I think the leader of the squad at the end was either... No, it wasn't Carl. Carl shot 1459. The leader was Emil Svensson with 1473. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna transfer the cameras to the last people bowling, which is 15 and 16. But that's all from my side. I'm completely wasted. I'm done. I have no more energy, and I have to be back in exactly 9 hours. I have to be here. We are gonna have the first squat in the morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'll tell you already. You're gonna have to excuse me if I'm a little bit sleepy or and in low energy mode in the morning. But thank you everybody who's been in here. It's been a true pleasure. I love it when the chat goes hot and people is talking with us. So thank you everybody. Enjoy it, and we see you tomorrow in the morning. Good night. They should have some.
He's an old guy.
Every year the story grows. Every champion leaves the road. One more dream beneath the lights. One more battle, one more fight. The crowd remembers every name. Every hero changed the game. Through the pressure, through the fire.
hidden